What's going on, everybody? My name is Gregory Newman. I'm a graduate of Pascal High School and an alumnus of the University of North Texas 1 O'Clock Lab Band. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how to approach the jazz standard Autumn Leaves through 4 different levels of complexity. Okay, so here we have the concert pitch changes to Autumn Leaves. Now, I really love this tune. It's a great tune for beginning jazz musicians to learn, and it's something that even people that have never played jazz before can learn how to play proficiently on very quickly. So, the first thing we need to notice is that we're dealing with 2 keys essentially here. We have B flat major and G minor the entire way through. If you look at C minor 7, F7, and B flat major 7 in the first 3 bars, those all come from the key of B flat major 7. And so does the E flat major 7 right after it. And then in the 5th bar, the A half diminished, the D7, flat 13 or flat 9, and the G minor all come from the key of G minor. So in the big picture, we are only dealing with 2 key centers, B flat major and G minor. All jazz standards are based in one or multiple key centers. In Autumn Leaves' case, our key centers are B flat major and G minor. Whenever you have these key centers, the simplest way to navigate them is by using a pentatonic scale. In this case, our B flat major and our G minor pentatonic scales. So the first step to learn how to improvise over Autumn Leaves would be to just practice moving through your B flat major and G minor pentatonic scales fluidly. If you haven't noticed yet, those 2 scales are actually made up of the exact same notes. One starts on B flat and one starts on G. Just practice improvising fluidly through these key centers. Alright, and that's the end of level 1. For level 2, we only need to add 1 note. It's really not that different from level 1 at all. In order to get a blues scale from a major or a minor pentatonic scale, for the major scale, you add the flat 3rd, and for the minor pentatonic, you add the flat 5 or the sharp 4. So you get this sound. Just like in level 1, we're going to practice this by improvising naturally through the key center. You want to get to the point where you can just move through it fluidly without putting too much thought into it, till we get to the point of really freely expressing our ideas. While you're doing this, see how many combinations you can find, different intervals, and different sounds that you like. Once you feel confident in your ability to use both the major pentatonic, the minor pentatonic, the major and minor blues scales, it's time to move on to level 3. Now we're going to add the rest of the B flat major scale as well as 3 different G minor scales. So for the B flat major sections, such as the first 4 bars, you want to just improvise using the entire scale. Everything I just played was diatonic to the key center, and I didn't use any notes outside of it. The G minor sections are where it gets a little more complicated. We have 3 scales that I would recommend using: the natural minor, the melodic minor, and harmonic minor. So, first off, I'll just play the scales. That's natural minor, melodic minor, and finally, harmonic minor. Notice Notice the differences between each of these three minor scales and improvise using each of these scales individually in your practice. For example, here's an improvisation with only natural minor. This is only using melodic minor. And finally, G harmonic minor. Listen carefully for the augmented second interval between the E flat and the F sharp that gives this scale such a distinct sound. The G harmonic minor scale is an especially important scale because it works over the entire minor 2-5-1 of A half diminished 7 to D7 flat 9 to G minor 7. As you can see in this graphic, B flat major works over the entire first 4 bars. So the entire B flat major scale, all of it will work. And in order to navigate the next 4 bars of the 2-5-1 to G minor 7, you should simply use the G harmonic minor scale. Generalizing using those 2 scales and key centers over these 8 bars might sound something like this. The final level of complexity would be to really dig into the 2-5-1s, using characteristic vocabulary that you've either transcribed from records or come up with yourself. The top line of this graphic contains 2 2-5-1 patterns, one resolving to B flat major and one resolving to G minor, that I've written. These are just 2 of infinite ways that you could get through this progression. Another thing you might add to add a kind of bebop element to your playing is chromatic gestures. There are 2 that you can fit in over B flat major and 2 also over G minor. They'd sound something like this. Well, there you have it. 4 levels of complexity over the tune Autumn Leaves. Now, I'm going to show you a demonstration of what an improvisation at each of those levels might sound like.